Welcome. Hi, I am SGL Spiritual Guide and Light. I hope all is well. In this session, I'm going to be doing some quickies, all signs. I will be going in the order of all 12 zodiac houses, in the order of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Most High, thank you so much for blessing me with the gift of intuition as an intuitive reader. Allow this session to bring clarity, confirmation, and understanding. All right, for Aries, what is Aries quickie? It says focus on the present moment, embrace your inner child. So do what you love to do at this time. You're going to love doing it, whether this is dating, is spending quality time, scamming. You're being asked to be present and playful. Aries. For Taurus, that came out fast. Release the old patterns and beliefs. You've been doing this for a long time, or you've been trying to, and you feel like you failed. Unfortunately, you need to reboot yourself. There's whatever this is going to be the solidification of your healing. All right. For Gemini, what is Gemini's quickie? What is Gemini's quickie? Gemini's quickie. You need to prioritize your inner peace. All right, when it comes to your serenity, you have to make space for it, meaning you have to make time for yourself. And Gemini, no one can provide, people can assist you, but no one can you're looking for someone to be your peace. That can happen, but first you have to recover, Gemini. You have to learn to savor in your own peace. You need to create that safe space so that you can savor in your own peace. Because if you are waiting for someone to be your peace, you are going to be disappointed. I'm not saying you're not going to find your peace in someone, okay? And just as of right now, you need to be savory in your own peace. And when you're able to do that, you're going to be able to enjoy someone being your peace. Okay? Cancer. What is Cancer's quickie? Cancer, you are not a happy camper. Why is Cancer not a camper? Because you want to be heard. It said embrace your shadow self. Being a rebel, it doesn't. I'm talking to a Cancer where you be trying too hard. You don't have to try. You don't have. Listen, being a rebel is something that's natural. It's in your blood. No one could be trained to be a rebel, and it just feels like when you don't follow the rules, Cancer, it don't look good on you. It's kind of like, you know, if you're wondering how people are perceiving you, it's kind of like you're trying too hard. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's not dramatic. It's just like you're trying too hard to be a rebel, and that's not in your DNA. No, you're not a happy camper. I get that, but it's just you don't have to prove that you don't know how to follow the rules. It's more so of, you know, if you don't want to do something, don't do it. If you don't want to follow the rules, don't follow the rules, but don't be loud at not following the rules because it doesn't look right on you. It's just kind of like, Cancer, you're trying too hard, right? It's like being forced to be seen when we see you, Cancer. And it's like everyone sees that you're not a happy camper. So when it comes to doing shadow work, it's up to you if you want to grow. Do you want to somber in this shadow energy? It feels like you want someone to feel sorry for you, but if you just snap out of it, you'll realize that, you've been wasting time trying to feel sorry for yourself. Bottom of the deck, you have trust your journey. So you have to be open to knowing that, it's not that people think you're trying too hard. It's just, why am I going to try to motivate you to get out of feeling sorry for yourself when, you know, you're choosing not to be a happy camper. Nothing's preventing you from not being happy. You're just choosing to not be happy because you want someone to feel sorry for you. So what you don't see is that there's no reason to be feeling sorry. So if you choose not to follow the rules, it's kind of like, nah, Cancer, that don't look right on you. Like, so you're wanting this unnecessary attention, and that's the enlightenment that you need to be enlightened about, Cancer. Leo, what is Leo's quickie? Leo's quickie. Leo, strengthen your spiritual connection here. When it comes to being happy, it just feels like you've been waiting for the right time to tell someone that they make you happy. They're your happy. And you feel that if you tell this person that they make you happy, that they're going to change the nature of what makes you happy. Bottom of the deck. Embrace vulnerability. It's okay. You don't have to guess if they love you or they don't love you. Not this person is showing you truly who they are. So the fact that I'm tapping in that they're showing you truly who they are, it's not going to mess up your happy. Go ahead and express that they make you happy. They're your happy, I guess. They're your happy. Nice. Nice message. Was that Leo or Cancer? Huh. Was that Leo? Or was that Cancer? If that was Leo, you're in your own energy. Oh my goodness gracious. We did Gemini. Wait. That was Cancer. Yeah. Leo, that was Leo's energy, but Leo, if I didn't do you already, then you're getting two, I guess. I can't recall because I was channeling. That was a happy energy. It was just like, oh, you're my happy. And it's like you're afraid to tell someone that you're happy because you think that once you tell them that they're happy, they're not going to show up in that role. No, this person is going to be more of your happy. So I don't know if that was Leo or Cancer. Anyway, what's Leo's quickie? Patience, forgiveness, and honor your emotions is in reverse. So if Leo already did yours already, it looks like you're not going to tell the person that you're happy because you're afraid that they're going to bring up the past. That's the truth. Leo, if you don't have any self-control, it's because you like to do what you like to do. And the things that you like to do just sometimes get you into trouble. Whoever this person is that you're happy, This is the truth, and maybe this is something you're refusing to see, is that if this person if this person who is your happy wasn't as perfect, you wouldn't um, make decisions that will position you to ask for this person's forgiveness. And it doesn't necessarily have to involve a third party. What I'm sensing is kind of like, going on a full day without saying, hi, how are you doing? And it's kind of like you come home at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I know that you worked, but it's just like, okay, um, you mean to tell me uh, how many hours, 24 hours out of day, you come home at 4 in the morning, so that means you work the double. Okay. You mean to tell me, okay, I understand you work a double, so you slept on your lunch break. Okay. You mean to tell me if you communicate with the staff as they pass during passing, you mean to tell me you couldn't at least just text me and say, hey, I'm thinking about you? It just feels like certain, things like that when it comes to forgiveness. It's just kind of like, you are so mature, Leo, that you expect that your person could be on the same level. You guys shouldn't be at the high school level of, hi, why didn't you check in with me? At the last time I checked, my mother is at this address, right? So I understand where you're coming from, Leo, when it comes to this adulting that you like to do. But listen, this person is your happy, and you're starting to get frustrated on why you're not their happy, because obviously you keep having these hiccups, like you're not meeting the expectation of your person. So it's kind of like you're happy, but you're coming to the realization that you're not their happy. And I think that's just in your headspace, based off of you asking for forgiveness. And if this is not a lover, this is your children, always constantly saying, hey, I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to do this. We're going to go out. We're going to, take out some time. And because of work, you have not been able to fulfill those promises. It says, trust the journey. Wow. Leo, I see you giving up, and you need to balance out your masculine and your feminine energy to be able to get back into restoration. You know, mm, no one is perfect. I don't want to say that you having to be responsible is a mistake. It's just you are a statistic to where you have now the head side of the coin for my Leos who have children and you have to parent. But unfortunately, life is where you have to work and you keep making promises that you can't keep. It's not that you can't keep them. You have responsibilities, and they don't understand that. You know what I mean? On the tail end of the coin, you have this is another message for my Leos. You have someone where they are you're happy, but unfortunately, you're unable to show up for them in the requirements that they deem of you. So it's kind of like they are wanting aspects of you, Leo, and you're refusing to provide those aspects because you're saying, you're not my mother, you're not my father, and I'm not going to allow you to treat me as such. And this person is not getting it, and you're having to apologize for doing no wrong. And at this point, you are questioning if you are your person's happy. All right, Leo. Goodness gracious, you took all of this session, Leo. Virgo's quickie, please. Goodness. How long was we on Leo? And Leo, I think I gave you a bonus. I think that was a bonus because I feel like I was supposed to do Cancer. I don't know. All right. Virgo. What's Virgo's quickie, please? Whew. I'm trying to get all these readings out before the second week so we can go into those next 72s and what your person wants you to know. All zodiac signs. Virgo, you need to ground yourself. What you don't see is this you seeing yourself. You not liking what you see in regards to you. You don't like something about yourself. And you're present. Release the past is in reverse. You're so present that you don't like yourself right now, Virgo. Why? Why don't you like yourself? The bottom of the deck is listen to your intuition. So if you don't like yourself, it's because you did something against your belief. You know how it's like, for instance, let's say my guilty pleasure is ice cream, right? And sweets. So I'm picky though with my sweets. Anywho, what I'm trying to tell you, Virgo, is so you can understand how you don't like yourself of what I'm channeling and what I'm seeing here with this. Listen to your intuition on the side and you being present with release the past in reverse. It's kind of like this. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to eat any more sweets. I'm using myself as an example. I'm not going to eat no more sweets. Yeah, I'm not eating no more sweets. This is between you and yourself. You're not telling anyone this. And then, you let yourself down because you then realize that you don't have to place yourself under rules. If you like something, you should be able to like it instead of making yourself not like something that you like. And so you kind of feel like you betray yourself, so you don't like yourself. And it's kind of like, Virgo, what's up? What's the problem? It's like nothing, ain't nothing wrong with me. You're having inner war within yourself, and on the outside, it's impacting people that are connected to you, are attached to you. People are thinking that, did they do something wrong? And it's not that, it's like we have to reassure, like, Virgo, did I do something? And it's like, you're not telling us yes or no. So it's like, dang, now I'm walking on eggshells, Virgo. You know what I mean? So when it comes to when you have your moments, Virgo, when you don't like yourself, just make it clear that you need space. You know what I mean? You don't feel like being bothered right now. You know? So, because you got people walking on eggshells, it's like, can I breathe, Virgo? Let me know when I can breathe, because, I can only hold my breath for 30 seconds. I don't want to die. I'm Virgo. Anywho, Virgo, when it comes to listening to your intuition, that's what I'm saying. Don't restrict yourself to the things that you enjoy, people, places, or things, because you betray your own self when you do that. And then you take it out. I don't say you're going to take it out on anyone else. You have this inner war within yourself. And then the way it impacts everyone else is where we thinking that we've done something wrong to you and we have not. It's you having your own inner war and you're not communicating what's going on with yourself, Virgo. And you're not required to tell us what's going on. It's just simple. Don't bother me. I need some space. I don't feel like talking. I don't want company. I don't want to be bothered. It's that simple. Um, Libra, Squickie. Don't say it's me, not you, because that's the all worst. That is like the that's like the shoot down. Like, you know what I mean? It's not you, it's me. It's like, what? Don't do that, Virgo. Don't. When it comes to decisions, don't do that. Libra. Libra, you don't know if you're coming or going. Release the past is up in the air. It's like 1 minute you're willing to move on, and then the moment that you move on, something reminds you, and you go back into the same cycle, a repeated cycle. And you think that you're outgrowing your um you think that you're outgrowing a certain demeanor, and you are not. It's an illusion. It's kind of like, how do I say this? It's kind of like, you know how when a person is dancing, ow, 1 2 step, 1 2 and bow, right? It's like in your headspace, in your world, the feeling of the movement, it's like you're hitting every step, you looking good, right? But then if someone records you and then you see yourself on the recording, it's like, oh, I look like that when I'm dancing. There's this reality. So who am I talking to? Scorpio? I just literally had to tap out of that channel. Who am I talking to? Scorpio? Or am I talking to Libra? Libra. I hope I'm talking to Libra. Libra. So this repeated past, right? You're thinking that your growth in your demeanor, nah, it's an illusion. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. All you're doing is creating a record, patterns. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, let's say this is a relationship. These footprints, it's kind of like you are leaving all of the evidence. So if I just met you, just a simple conversation with you, I can literally I look behind you and I see all those footprints, and every footprint, with technology now, I can gaze at one footprint and it tells me the description of what your experience that occurred during that that footprint. So it's kind of like I can read everything that you went through just based off a 30-minute conversation. You know what, Libra, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Based off 5 minutes of speaking with you, you've already told me your past history. So, with that being said, you're thinking that your demeanor has this maturity, and it has not. All right. You know how they say it's written all over your face? Your past is your demeanor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, the fact that this is up in the air, and there should be no struggle when it comes to putting the past on pause, meaning setting it down and taking a look at yourself in the mirror and saying, okay, I've been wearing my demeanor. People can see that I've been through some things. That's create some new footprints, right? That have new memories that have nothing to do with the past. The bottom of the deck is stay committed to your journey. All right. Some days you will go back to the past. But guess what? When you keep trying, to get out of that past, there is some growth. So we won't ignore that. All right. When it comes to my Libras that are in a relationship, when it comes to dabbling with people that you're comfortable with, you go back, you dabble because you're comfortable versus dealing with someone new. You without a doubt, when it comes to a new person, you're going to still experience them. But when it comes to uh, letting down your guard, you go back to the past because it's a comfortable place. Still entertaining the new until you get to that comfortable place. It's kind of like the bouncing ball goes back and forth. And once you get comfortable with the new, the past then gets replaced with the new. And then you find another new. It's a pattern, is what I see. A pattern of new outdating the old in your own little way. Who is that? Libra? Goodness. Scorpio. What's Scorpio's quickie? Scorpio, whatever this is, it's a no. It says focus on the present moment. You're refusing to. Why is that? The bottom of the deck. Practice non-judgment. Because you need confirmation if a specific person loves you or not. You need confirmation. So what this is telling me is that you're not looking for any commitment at this time. Take your responsibilities for your actions and your emotions. Yeah. You're not wanting a serious relationship at this time. For those of my Scorpios that are not in a relationship and it's just you yourself and you want a relationship. It's just you're scared. You don't want the responsibility. You don't want to, you don't, you know you can date and not act like you're married, right? If you've never dated before, then don't not knock it if you've never dated before. But when it comes to relationships in general, every relationship has a responsibility. It doesn't have to be romantic. If you want a connection, you show up for that connection, even when you don't want to. So if you're not showing up for any connections and it's just yourself and you have no connections, that's because you're choosing to. And it just feels like you choose to. You may want to go check out your alienation. Why do you feel alienation? I'm just, ugh, goodness gracious. You got to take some type of responsibility. Every connection doesn't have to be love, Scorpio. Okay? You have to learn to have connections without love being attached to it. You can have a connection without love. You know that, right? Uh, Sagittarius, trust the universe, release old patterns and beliefs. Yours is a very straight to the point message. The bottom of the deck, oh, strengthen your spiritual connections. Huh. Enjoy it while it's good. Whoever you are. Am I talking to Scorpio? Yeah, Scorpio. Enjoy it while it's good. And the favor will be returned, is what I'm getting. You have trust the universe, release old patterns and beliefs, strengthen your spiritual connections. As a side note, foster emotional intimacy. When it comes to your connection, how you show up for your connections, you will receive it in return. That's a direct message, Cancer, Scorpio. How you show up for your connections is how you receive it in return. Um, Sagittarius, quickie. I thought, was that Sagittarius? Oh, Lord. Follow your passions, Sagittarius. Just keep in mind when it comes to passions, there's highs and lows. Savor the highs so that when you have the lows, you'll be able to persevere through the lows and not give up of what your passion is. Um, you're being asked. This is another message. You're being asked to do what you love, and there you will find fulfillment. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn's quickie. What is Capricorn's quickie? Practice gratitude, Capricorn. You're being asked to be thankful. For the most part, if you don't know how to be content, you're being asked to go on the journey of contentment. And this is what's going to give you saving grace. Focus on the positive, even if you feel uncomfortable or you feel like people are laughing at you. Actually, people are rooting for you. Like, wow, Capricorn, good job. Aquarius. What is Aquarius' quickie, please? Aquarius' quickie. Hopefully, is the cards loud when I'm shuffling? Let me know so I can turn the volume down. Aquarius quickie. Aquarius, these cards ain't coming. Nothing ain't coming out. If nothing comes out, Aquarius, I'm going to split the deck in half. Something's coming out. Foster emotional intimacy, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, the question I have for you, are you wanting intimacy at this time? When it comes to fostering, this is, be in the moment. You're being asked to be in the moment, whether this is life or a person. Okay, for those of you, if you're screaming at me right now and saying, SGL, didn't I tell you I ain't looking for no relationship? Where you're being asked to fall in love with your feminine and masculine energy and fall in love with yourself and merge those two energies together like ever before. At bottom of the deck, for the most part, Aquarius, you may go on the journey of trust, and going on the journey of trust is going to position you to have the opportunity to experience emotional intimacy. I don't want you to get it misconstrued with emotional security. All right, it's just in the times being, SGL is here to satisfy your needs. So it's kind of like, enjoy it while it's good and be in the moment. Enjoy it, Aquarius. Is that who I'm talking to, Aquarius? Aquarius. This foster emotional intimacy. If you've never experienced it before, enjoy it. Be kind to yourself and others. For others of you, you need to provide that for yourself. Show yourself compassion and care. Do what you love to do. It's kind of Sagittarius energy is coming through here with this passion energy. For the most part, be your own best friend if you can. Some of you, having a companion will foster your emotional intimacy, but it will position you to be open to an emotional intimacy because you're going to say, oh, I want something bigger. I want to experience this with another adult than, practice compassion, Aquarius. Release pity, Pisces. What is Pisces quickie? Aquarius, this is coming up. Yeah, there's no running from this foster emotional intimacy. If this is you showing up for someone, you may fall for this person. So be mindful of who you show up for at this time, because you may find yourself going on a journey of exploring whether you're going to go and explore of your feelings in an intimate way. Okay, Aquarius. Pisces, thank you so much for waiting for your quickie. Let's go ahead and see what that is. Whatever this is up in the air. Goodness, did you see that? Like, why is foster emotional intimacy up in the air? Don't be your own blockage. If someone wants to show up for you, Pisces, go ahead and let them show up for you. Stay connected to your spirituality. So for some of you Pisces, you're celibate and you're like, the reason why you're not allowing someone to get close to you is because you don't want to position yourself to where you break your vow with yourself. Moving forward, allowing this fostering intimacy, some of you guys need to release, and it's going to solidify your grounding. It's actually going to open your root. All right, you're going to start feeling things you never felt before, Pisces. Listen to your intuition. So don't do anything that you don't want to do. I'm going to say it again, Pisces. Don't do anything that you don't want to do. If you're not ready to allow someone to get this close to you because you know that your weakness, for those of you who are on the journey of celibacy, that's your business. You don't have to tell anyone that you're celibate. If you're being forced to do that, then do you want to put your emotional the emotions of you uh, in the hands or in the space of someone? Honey, it's like I don't have the energy to discuss that. Practice self-care. All right. For those of you who are going to turn someone down because they are not respecting your values, continue to ground yourself, continue to practice more self-care. You need to be honest with yourself that you were weak, right? You trusted someone, right? And, continue to press forward, you know, a learning experience. Continue to listen to your intuition and trust the journey. So you're going to continue to grow into the person who's supposed to be on duty for this emotional intimacy. You won't have to teach them or tell them. You won't have to go outside of yourself of explaining. But for the most part, once you truly know thyself, where you're in the position to where you won't lose yourself again, then this connection takes place. For the most part, this is trusting again, getting back out there. All right. I love you, Pisces. I love you, collective earth, air, fire, and water signs. Don't forget love is kind, and don't forget that love is gentle. Until we meet again.